Well, they are meant to help your bank account, but could be doing more harm than good for your bottom line. And I can tell you that that's according to a new study out, a report out from the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau on payday loans. Take a look at some of the findings here. They found that of all the people, about half of people who get these payday loans are made to folks who extend the loan so many times they actually wind up paying more in fees than the original amount they borrowed. The agency says, 4 out of every 5 of the loans are extended within 14 days, and the extra fees are tacked on whenever the loans are extended. Payday loans are short-term loans at very, very high interest rates. You write a check, the lender gives you the money up front, and they don't cash that check until your next payday. Now, I also uncovered that New York State law actually caps the interest rates that payday lenders can charge. Depending on whether the lender is licensed, those rates cannot exceed 16 to 25%. If you've run into problems with something like that or something else affecting your bottom line, let me know. I'd love to look into it for you. You can send me an email anytime. The address is thebottomline@cbs6albany.com.
And there is still more to come, so we ask you to stay right there. We're back after this.
Well, providing birth control under the Affordable Care Act comes under scrutiny of the U.S. Supreme Court. When President Obama's health care bill became law, it mandated that companies provide health insurance, which includes free birth control. Well, some employers, though, have religious objections to providing certain contraceptives, and they are suing the government to become exempt from the provision. Craig Boswell is at the Supreme Court now with the story.
Demonstrators braved the snow outside the Supreme Court to make their voices heard.
Say ho ho, hey hey, birth control is here to stay. Real healthcare respects life.
Inside, the justices listened to a challenge to President Obama's healthcare law. Family-owned businesses, led by Hobby Lobby, argue the requirement their insurance plans provide free birth control violates their religious beliefs.
The choice that the government has forced on us is unfair and not in keeping with the history of our great nation, founded on religious freedom.
The government's attorney argued that allowing for-profit companies to challenge laws on religious grounds could threaten a host of other regulations. The conservative justices wanted the government's attorney to explain the need for the contraceptive requirement and why there couldn't be a religious exemption. Justice Anthony Kennedy, often the swing vote, asked whether the government could, in principle, also force companies to pay for abortions. Supporters of the law say this is about the rights of employees.
What's at stake in this issue, in this case, is whether millions of women and their right to preventive care, including birth control, is trumped by a handful of CEOs.
The court will issue its decision later this year. Greg Boswell for CBS News, the Supreme Court.
And in the meantime, this takes us to tonight's CBS6Albany.com web poll, and we want to know what you think. Should businesses have the right to deny contraception to female employees because of religious beliefs? Either yes or no. Be sure to head online right now to vote. Just head to CBS6Albany.com, and we will share your live results coming up in tonight's 6:30 newscast.